You're listening to Short Inspirations from Ralph. Does God really exist? Part 2. In the last episode, I finished with a quote that declared that this universe has been finely tuned against all odds to allow for life as we know it. And so we have this planet Earth spinning around on its axis, orbiting the sun. And get this, it sits in a perfect place in our part of the universe. And the term that is used for this is Earth is in the Goldilocks zone. It's not too hot, it's not too cold, it's just right. And there's a whole lot of other things that are just perfect. The land mass versus the sea mass is just right to support life. The 4 seasons we have because of the tilt of the Earth allows for the abundance of plant and animal life to thrive and provide food for mankind. The distance of the Earth from the Moon, which provides our tides and affects our planet. And actually there's a myriad of many things that have set us up in this planet, which is a way beyond chance and coincidence. And to be really honest with you, I don't have the faith to believe that everything came together without a creator, without an intelligent designer. And in my view, the faith required to believe that there is no God, to live as an atheist, is a bridge far too far and requires much more faith than the faith that we would have in believing in God. And even the world's most famous scientific atheist, evolutionary biologist Richard Dawkins, confessed to, listen to this, being knocked sideways with wonder at the miniaturized intricacy of the data processing machinery in the living cell. He saw an animation showing how cells store and copy the vast amounts of digital information present in DNA. And if we really could imagine a world without God, stuck out here on our own, then we are left with every man deciding what is right and wrong. A world without a compass, a world without a proper foundation to build things like truth and justice. Quite frankly, it would be a jungle of lawlessness and confusion. And what seems right to one person may be very wrong to another person. But then how do we measure it? What standard do we use? Because everyone's left to make up their own standards and values. And you find in history terrible, godless, genocidal dictators like Adolf Hitler and communist regimes which have killed millions upon millions of people because they excluded God from the equation and made up their own minds as to what was right. With the Nazis, of course, wanting to improve the human race by a survival of the fittest mentality. In other words, the strong will survive and the weak will be eliminated. And this was based in Darwinism and then in a thing called eugenics, which was a cleansing of the human race of those that they considered inferior. And so, as we said, the evidence of an intelligent designer, a creator, is everywhere to be seen. And if you have a garden in your backyard, go and have a look at the plants and the fruit and the blossom and flowers. I was looking at our passion fruit vine today and looked at the flowers that were coming out that will result in passion fruit. But the flowers are an amazing display of mathematical wonder. Paul the Apostle addressed this sort of thing to the Romans in chapter 1 when he was talking about people who suppress the truth. This is what he said. Have a listen to this. They know the truth about God because he has made it obvious to them. For ever since the world was created, people have seen the earth and sky. Through everything God made, they can clearly see his invisible qualities, his eternal power and divine nature. So they have no excuse for not knowing God. The Message puts it like this: But the basic reality of God is plain enough. Open your eyes and there it is. And then he goes on to say, what happened was this: people knew God perfectly well, but when they didn't treat him like God, refusing to worship him, they trivialized themselves into silliness and confusion, so that there was neither sense nor direction left in their lives. I can't imagine a world, I can't imagine a universe without God. Can you? God bless you.